So guys, listen, I sent out links to a whole bunch of people. If you were in school and you commented on that post that I made, check your inbox. I might have sent you a link. And I'm gonna keep sending links. So, but I'm gonna do it on school. So check. Man, guys. So look, I wanted to do this call, man, because I was watching a video, and have you guys been on X recently? Twitter? Damn, you guys look frozen on my screen. Hold on. No, we're good. Okay. Not really? Or yeah, I have. Kind of. Okay. Let me see. We have one more person joining, I guess. All right, there we go. All right. Is everybody on? There we go. All right. So, man, every time I jump on there, some craziness happens, and I just be seeing people doing crazy shit, man, for some money. And I just think about how many people could benefit from becoming barbers, because although you need an education, right? You got to go to barber school and stuff like that. You could be self-employed and you could do really well in life being a barber. And there's a lot of people who don't really want to go to college, for example, who are doing great in life, but they don't enjoy their job and they want to do something that they enjoy. I feel like there's a lot of people who don't understand how good you can do in barbering if you take it as a profession. And so, I am blessed in that I get to be around people who are always, leveling up, growing in an industry that's kind of frowned upon. But you guys are crushing it, like in life in general, right? When we look at just the numbers, you guys are crushing it, and you're doing it all the right way. So I kind of want to get a little bit of y'all's stories, um, where you started, where you are now. If y'all can do it in 1 minute each. So, and then we'll kind of start unpacking it. We'll start, I'll start asking questions and we can just talk about it. Kind of have like a round table. Does that sound cool? All right, cool. Yeah, so let me see. Shit. This isn't like Zoom, so it's not as easy. Give me a second here. Let's start with Justin.
What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing?
We're
Everybody can hear
good.
me?
Where you from, Justin?
Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Come on.
All right, so I'll tell you from the jump. I was a month away from starting the police academy. I did something stupid, got locked up. It ruined my chances of going to the police academy. Had my police uniform, everything, my last name on the shirt. I was good and ready to go. I got messed up with the law, and that set me back. I started working at Chipotle, and I thought that was the only route that I was able to go because I had a background in my career. So I was like, that's the last thing I can do. My brother's a barber in New Jersey. He was like, yo, let's do it. I need you to get your barber license, do it the right way. I was like, all right. I went to barber school. I did it. Took 3 buses to get there every single day. Even though I was taking 3 buses, I was still getting late to school, but I never missed a day. And throughout that process, my father never respected me. I wanted to be a barber. He actually wanted me to get out of the house because he said that it wasn't a real profession. Needless to
Wait,
say,
you about to get kicked out because you chose barbering as a
absolutely.
profession? Wow.
Yeah, so my father's a plumber by trade for 35 years.
Mhm.
And he just said that it wasn't a stepping stone in life
Let me
because
ask
I
you,
wasn't.
a lot of people, they kind of see plumbers almost like barbers, but a lot of people don't realize a lot of plumbers have a union. They're unionized, and that's what makes it a real career. They get pensions, all that shit, right? Is that correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's correct. So, he was just on top of me like, "Oh, you're supposed to have a career. You're supposed to have a career. You should have went to the army. You should have did this. And barbering's not a career. That's not the life you should have chose." And then I just continue on that path, and I finished barber school. I finished a month early, got my license before I even graduated, and then I've been working for the same barber shop for 7 years. Throughout that process, throughout the process of me working at the barbershop during COVID when we shut down for a month and a half, he told me, if you go back to work, I'm going to kick you out. I went back to work. I had 18 appointments that same day. By the time I got back home, all my shit was packed inside of my garage. He kicked me out. 10 days later, I bought my house. I put a down payment on my house. I'm sorry. I built it from the ground up. I got married a year later with my wife. Bought a dog, had two beautiful children. We had the biggest wedding that I've known in my entire family. Throughout with the grace of God, I'm a six-figure barber before I enter the program, and I'm
Let me
blessed,
ask you
man.
real quick. You were already at six figures before you enter the program. Why'd you join?
I joined because my friend Josh, he's not in the screen right now, but he's also a six-figure barber. And I just joined because I want to be part of a community and I want to continue growing. And then once I saw that you also posted like the seven-figure barber, that kind of just piqued my interest. It's not about the money anymore. It's about what I can give back to the community. It's about what I can teach the younger people, the people that are trying to learn about the barber game. It's all about the love and passion I have behind it. Every Saturday I go to work at 5 a.m. Nobody's doing that. I'm there every Saturday, 5 a.m. for
Man,
3 years later.
you know what, bro?
So
You just gave me a paradigm shift. You know why?
why?
There's a lot of barbers that don't believe in six figures. A lot. Like the majority, right? Like 90% of barbers don't even believe six figures is possible. We can say it's more, but we know there's hundreds of thousands of barbers that work at sports clips and great clips and all that, right? Y'all realize that, right? Like there's
Yeah,
100,000 barbers that work at these. They have 5,000 locations. Think about that. There are thousands of barbers who work at these places, and they do not believe six figures is possible, right? So, when we speak on these things, it's a paradigm shift because that's who I'm trying to serve, but I also don't realize that there's thousands of barbers who want to get beyond, who are already at six figures and they want to get beyond that. And if I just marketed seven figure barbering, that would attract everybody. Whether you want to go to six figures or you want to go to seven or whatever, that would attract all the barbers because that's really what this is. Do you agree now that you're in the program?
absolutely. And I love the community that you guys, you bring. Like my boy Gordo, he's right there in the bottom. That's
Mm.
my dog. I work with him. And
Oh shit.
we're
Heavy hitters together
so
like that? It's a
yeah, that's my
wrap.
brother, bro.
It's a
And
wrap.
wait till you hear his story. His story is gonna actually like start flicking eyebrows. So
Dope. Cool, man.
I
Thank you for
appreciate you,
sharing.
Bossio.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no doubt. All right, cool. Next, we got Carson. What's up, bro? I know Carson about to get in his bag. What's up, bro?
Hear me?
Yes, sir.
Don't mind my baby in the background, but if you can hear her. But so I started barbering cutting hair at 17. My grandfather wanted a haircut one day. I did it on the porch with some janky clippers my grandma had, and that kind of like showed my love or
Where are you
started.
from, Carson?
Oh, sorry, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And David, just so you know, I got you next. I know you're out and about and stuff. I want to get you out. I want to get you, out and about. But y'all are both from Pittsburgh, so we got to go back to back here, right? All right, cool. So go ahead, Carson.
Yeah, so I picked up the clippers at 17, and then at 18, I was able to get into a shop on the weekends, and then that shop ended up shutting down sadly. So then I decided to go to barber school since I was 18. I was about to graduate. I was working at Walmart over the summer, and then my parents didn't even tell me, but the barber school didn't even accept me. So I told everyone at my grad party I was going to barber school. Then afterward, they told me you're not accepted. So I was like, wow.
Okay, I don't mean to do this to you, bro, but like, why?
So my dad, he didn't believe in barbering, so he wouldn't sign loans. So I was going to pay
Oh,
cash,
okay.
and I'm assuming now what I know, like business wise, that
Yeah,
it wasn't your money, so they didn't want
yeah.
to.
But
Yeah, but
you know exactly what happened now.
back then I was like, why wouldn't they? I mean, I had
Yeah,
like
yeah,
14
yeah.
stuff.
That's
I was going to
funny.
work, save up another whatever, and go. But yeah, so I was bouncing, or no, right after that, I went to the shop and they were a commission shop, but the dude like screwed me over crazy. Wasn't giving me no hours, no license, nothing. So 6 months in, I quit there, and then what was that? Yeah, I think that was back in 21 or 22, right before I joined. I went to this other barbershop, which I'm still at now. I just switched locations, and he gave me a chance. I ended up getting my license through him, and my first year there I made about 70K, 65, 70K, and that was like my first couple months in the program. And I felt like six figures was literally impossible because I felt like I was working as hard as I could. And then the following year, which was last year, I actually hit 165 for the year, which was insane. Like completely
165.
65 to 165. I literally like exploded. Like it was like life changing money.
Yeah.
But Now I'm coming, I think this coming May into 26, I'll be 3 years in the program. But now I think I'm on pace to hit 180.
Yeah, you over here buying real estate, all kinds of shit, man. Every time I see him at the show, I'm so proud of him, man.
I
Killing
actually
it.
bought my house. I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, and 2 weeks later, I bought a house back last October.
Yeah, I
Closed on my
remember.
second Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Killing
Yeah.
it, man. And you got a hell of a deal too, bro. Got a great play there. It's a wrap. Easy work. Thanks for sharing,
Yeah,
Carson.
sir.
All right, David, talk to me, bro.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, man? David been in his bag the last year. That's for sure.
I
Talk
know,
to us,
man,
man.
walking in all this education stuff. So, long story short, I worked in a few barbershops early on in my career, went and did a suite against Chris's advice.
Yeah.
And Chris laid into me pretty hard on a live.
You
And
know it's
he
love,
was
though. You know
right.
it's love.
Yeah, I know you were looking out for me, but the best thing I did was go and open up my own barbershop. But in that process, I got to meet you guys when I won my award in Orlando in
Yeah,
2022, and
I
that's what
remember.
propelled me into this education realm. Because you told me, you're like, I got this guy Josh. I think you'd be a great fit with him and his brand.
Yeah.
And man, it's been the biggest blessing of my life, honestly. Like it's changed my life, my wife's life, my daughter's life. But yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people don't think like being from like Pittsburgh is a small town considering like Tampa, New York, like stuff like that. But there's so many people that say you can't charge 45 for a haircut, 60 for a haircut and beard. And I mean, I'm proof of it and I'm booked out. Like I'm having surgery on Monday and I literally I had Sunday closed off and people were begging me to open my book, so I opened it for Sunday because I'm teaching a class tomorrow in Buffalo, and my Sunday filled up within 45 minutes.
Yeah, man. You went through the journey, and you didn't start off at 40 and 60 or 60 and whatever. Like you didn't start off that way, but
No,
you built a
I
real
started at
business
$20.
at $20. But you were making more money than most barbers did that entire journey. You know what I'm saying? So killing it, man. Super proud of you, bro. Getting paid to educate now. Come on, man.
Bro, first paid class this weekend.
Amazing, bro. Congratulations, man. Thanks for sharing, bro.
Appreciate you, Chris.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. All right, next we have I think that's Jordan. Jordan, what's up, bro?
What's up, Chris? So my name's Jordan Sterling. I'm originally from Long Island, New York. I moved to Florida 4 years ago, I think last month. And, I started cutting hair probably around 2004, 2005. Someone mentioned before about their father talking about how, barbering wasn't a good thing to do or a good trade. And even though I made money and I was successful in barbering in spurts, I would always kind of quit and then go and try and do the new flashy thing like do sales or something like that. So I tried to sell all types of stuff like coins or whatever a friend was successful at. And I came to find out after moving to Florida, I had an online business and that business failed. It shut off overnight. I was doing drop shipping and I thought I retired from barbering for good. So I probably gave away my clientele over the past 20 years like 5 to 6 times.
Wow.
And this past time, I moved to a new state, new city, all that. So I had no choice but to go back to cutting hair, and I was kind of bummed about it. So I started working in like a mall barber shop, but a commission based shop. And I hated every minute of it. So eventually I opened my own suite, against advice from many people because I wasn't ready. If I was in this program, I might not have done it, but I did it, and I did what I had to do. I opened early, I stayed late. I took walk-ins, which was rare in a suite. I drove Uber in the beginning, and then about a year and a half in, I found this program, your program, and I didn't even realize, but I hit exactly 100,300 dollars, like a month after I joined the program. Obviously, I can't say that was the program, right? But
Hmm.
in the meantime, I was learning a lot, and I owned a barbershop in New York. I sold it to move here, And like I said, I thought I was retired, and that didn't work out, so I had to go back to cutting hair. So now that I'm in my suite, I'm implementing a lot of these tools, and right now I'm on track. I've had a few $10,000 months, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah,
11,000. I think my best month was 13, and
man.
right now I'm sitting at about 9.5. I would say 9 flat
And that's in
if I
Florida, right?
average it out.
That's not
If I
New
average it
York.
out, yeah,
That's
in Florida.
oh yeah. So
So
that's really good.
yeah, so I took the prices that were at the high price point, high end barbershop here in Florida, Lakewood Ranch, and I just took them down like $2 just so that there would be an incentive. At least it looked cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
people I know were complaining like, "Oh man, that shop is crazy priced and this and that." So I was like, all right, well, my prices are a little bit cheaper, but not much. And everyone followed me, and I was back. Uh, I was like in and out even here. Like I left cutting hair because I had some good success with crypto, and then
yeah.
like a lot of people, uh,
Mhm.
I got scammed. Right, I got into a scam and I lost a lot of money, and then back to cutting hair. So really, I built this over the past year and a half up to 100,000. I'm sorry, 2 years.
Mhm.
And especially now though, with Google reviews and all that stuff, I'm not even running ads right now, and I'm getting at least 15 new clients a month.
Yeah,
Sometimes more, but I would say on average 15 clients a month just from Google.
yeah. Nobody and barbers don't pay attention to it. It's like
Yeah. And
they.
then I look at
It's
like
crazy.
my suite. I look in my suite location, and everyone
Mhm.
in there has got like 10 Google reviews. There's only like
Yeah,
one or two other guys. And that's a crazy tool right there. Just Google by itself, like
bro.
without even having it optimized, without even, I don't even honestly, like I just started replying to people. All that stuff adds up for sure. But I was growing without that stuff. So now that I'm doing it, I'm growing even faster.
It's crazy how there's industries that spend tens of thousands a month just in Google advertising, just in SEO on Google, Google Maps, local rankings, all that. In the barbering industry, you just have to like try a little bit and you can rank. It don't even cost nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It blows my mind. But congrats to you, man. Yo,
appreciate it.
I need you, but don't do any more investing in anything until you check out my stock investing course, please. You've done the crypto thing, all that. I made money from crypto too, but I
Hmm.
didn't lose. I definitely didn't lose money. But I don't know if you know that. Do you know my story with Shiba?
No, let's hear it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. It's gonna blow your mind. So I make a lot of money. I'm doing great. Shit. When my guys tell me Dogecoin is a play, I didn't even look into it. I didn't even look into it. Show me how to do it. You do this app, you do this app. I'm in the barbershop. They're showing me how to do it. I put 10 grand in. That turned into 40 something thousand dollars. Great. Made a shit ton of money. Awesome. I take my profits. They tell me Shiba. Cool. I put 13 grand into Shiba. That shit turned into like 70 grand. Like that. And I sold it. Had I kept it another 3 weeks, it would have turned into $200 million.
Oh God,
Two
you might be retired right now.
200 million is what it would have turned into.
200. Damn,
It was so early and Shiba went fucking bonkers. But because I got a little bit of a tick, that was just a tiny tick, bro. It's crazy.
that's crazy.
But I'm still
What
rich,
if,
bro.
right? What
Listen,
if?
what if, but I'm still rich. I still make millions a year because I didn't do it. Because I went 15 years strong doing the same shit and I'm really rich. Like I'm rich beyond a pandemic, a recession, the stock market could collapse, America could lose the reserve, all that shit, and I'm still rich because I built it for 15 years straight. So I'm sharing this with you, bro, to show you, bro, like this program is bigger than just making six figures.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
beyond
I
that.
hear what you guys were saying about seven figures for sure. I
Yeah.
could see that. And so real quick, I saw you running ads when the program was like 80 or 90, right?
Yeah.
And I was about to get in, right? And I'm like, man, what am I really gonna learn? And don't get me wrong, I don't think that anymore, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes I have this idea like, no, I'm gonna create the course. No, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that. Like I've made a course before, but in another area, right?
Yeah.
With all those ventures that I went off on. But it's like, holy shit. You go through those first couple modules, you start to look at like, when you get to the fork and all that, and like that's where I'm at now. I feel like
Mhm.
I'm
I
at
can
a
feel
fork
that.
where it's like
Yeah.
I so I was gonna open a shop, right? And I still might, but I think right now what my plan is, I want to buy a house first, right? Because and this is just me, I have a habit of getting success and then doing and then making the wrong move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
have two options and then I make the wrong move. And I've dragged my family through that multiple times, many ups and downs. I've lost so many times, right? And like I don't have any losses left. It's only winning from here, and that's where I'm at. So in the next 9 months, I'm going to be ready, and that's my move. So I would say in the next 2 years, I'll revisit the whole opening a shop. But right now, I know people have their doubts about suites and everything, but at the moment, I just couldn't picture myself working for anybody else. And I know that's what it would have to be, right?
Yeah.
It would have to be a very specific individual, someone like yourself that, could teach me things and I can learn from. But I don't see that where I'm at. I don't see that in
Yeah.
Sarasota. I don't see that
And
in Lakewood
and
Ranch.
I hope that I've made this as clear as I could. There are exceptions to that rule, right? Like if you're an exception and you should feel perfectly fine with it, right? But then we get guys every week that jump on our calls and it's like it's their second location ever and they don't even know what their demographics is. They don't even know what the population of their you get what I'm saying? Like they haven't even
Yeah,
tried. That's the majority of people. So we give that advice to the majority of
yeah,
people.
yeah.
But Jordan, I could tell just from our conversation right now, like you understand that you're an exception to that rule and you're doing what's best for you, man. And you're gonna do great. Just know if this is your last shot, man, it ain't gonna be crypto, bro. It's literally going to be the boring shit, bro.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah,
But you got the keys though. You could be
yeah.
efficient as fuck because you got wisdom, you have discipline, this is your last shot. So this is actually your fastest move. This can happen in a few years for you.
hmm I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Especially after hearing a lot of the stories in these the Zoom calls and all that,
Yeah.
where these guys came from. Like some of the guys that are teaching these classes, they only been cutting 3 to 5 years. It's like, bro, if I had this, 17 years ago, where I would
Bro,
be, it's crazy, man.
I say the
It
same
it, it
thing.
really is.
I say it to myself, bro. Like 15 years ago, I started cutting hair 15 years ago. That's when I went to barber school. If I had this 15 years ago, I would have done with my work ethic. People don't understand. I would sleep 4 hours a night. 4 hours. Like I was so hungry for this shit. My Everybody that works in my company, they were my clients first, most of them, or friends. They witnessed the whole journey. They remember me working Monday through Sunday, sometimes 16 hours. Like I'm at the shop from 8 a.m. to midnight. And then after that, like I'm still working. Like it used to be crazy. But it's because I didn't have the information. I didn't have this. This was not on YouTube. This shit was not, it wasn't even a topic of discussion. You know what I mean? So I just want y'all to know, man, I truly believe every single one of you guys are going to do amazing things. And I hope you guys pour into more people, man. You guys know how I feel. You're investing in yourselves and it should be a rising tide. Anyone near you guys should grow just because they're near you. You feel me? So with that being said, Gordo, let's talk, man. What's good,
What's
man?
going on, Chris? How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So I'm from Miami, Florida, born and raised, and just growing up in Miami was just like a lot of successful hustlers in my family, I would say, and that kind of like took me down the wrong path, just trying to follow after their footsteps and trying to do those type of things. And then, so now I'm like 24, 25 years old, and I realize like I have no purpose. You know what I'm saying? I keep going to jail, I keep getting in trouble, and I still haven't found what drives me. My passion. So,
Jordan, let me ask you something, bro. How do you go to jail and ever risk going back?
man,
Because
it's all right.
I never got to
it's
ask
like
my family members this shit.
so. I think it's like you make good money, and then you go to jail, and then you get out and you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna get my act together. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be straight."
Let me
And then you
hold on
start
real
getting
quick, Jordan. Define good money, because I have family members doing real time in prison, and
yeah.
when I hear what good money was to them, there's no way.
So before I went to jail like the second time, I had at the age of 23, I had a paid off Kia. I was making probably around like 12 to 16K every other day or every 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I had my own house. I was taking care of my two kids, but the way I took care of them was different. It was a different lifestyle where it's like I don't have a 9 to 5. So this weekend we're in Disney. This weekend we're in Georgia. This weekend we're in Louisiana. This weekend we're here. But at the end of the day, you still don't have a passion. You still don't have something that drives you. This is easy money. It's fast money, but it doesn't feel the same way barbering feels. So I feel like barbering changed my life, and it changed me as a man. It changed me as a father, changed me as a husband, because now I know what it taught me what hard work feels like. It taught me passion. It taught me drive. It taught me you got to work for something. I started off cutting my kids' hair, and I sucked. And I remember 4 months in the barbering school, I was gonna quit because the money wasn't where I wanted it to be, because I'm going to school throughout the day. And my wife looks at me and she says, I got the bills, I got you. You gonna go back to jail, or you gonna change your life? And from that day forward, I never looked back. I'm 6 months. Well, I'm 5 months, almost 6 months out of barbering school. I'm about to open up my first barbershop.
Man,
Yeah,
come
man. So
on,
like,
man.
barbering really changed my life. It changed. I don't think that I would be where I am today without barbering. Because I mean, it just taught me just how to be a totally different person. I mean, from the way that I even approach problems. When you're doing different things in life, you approach problems differently. Now I could talk things out. It's just different. Barbering changes your life. If you really apply yourself to it, it could change you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But I think Gordo, for somebody like yourself, it could also be way better than what that other thing felt like. Way better.
For
Trust
sure.
me. I've had 6-figure days, single
Right.
days, doing something legitimate, talking to people, networking, being of value to people. The moment you get people that want to follow you, you can build a whole economy way bigger than anything could ever pay you. Trust me.
Right.
I can't stress this enough. There's amazing people in this world who didn't have the best hand dealt when they started, but they made lemonade out of lemons. But bro, I'm telling you, if you have that work ethic that it sounds like you have, and you really want to leave a legacy, bro, like it sounds like you want to, man, this shit, it's wide open. It's wide open. This economy is so big, and you can do it as a barbershop owner. Like, you guys have seen the numbers. If you've been in the program, you've seen the numbers. You can do really well as a shop owner, and it's legitimate. But maybe you want to sell some product, or maybe you want to buy a building, or you want to buy a business. You could do that. But what's amazing is it all starts with your clientele behind the chair. Starts with that, because if you're making 150,000, 200,000 a year just from cutting hair, that's where it starts. You understand how the system works. You can start playing Monopoly. That's all I did, bro. That's all I did. I learned the rules of the game, and I got so damn good at it that I was confident, and I was making moves. You guys got all the keys, all the tools, everything you need to do to duplicate the same success, if not better, bro. So I'm looking forward to continue to see you guys grow, man. So talk to me, man. Like, What do you guys see as a challenge right now in the industry for you? You like what's the main thing? I want to start from the beginning. We're gonna end this in a little bit. If y'all can't stick, you know what I mean, just let me know and you guys could leave or whatever. But if you can hang out for a little bit and answer some of these questions, I'd love that as well. So what's the biggest challenge in your life right now? First off, where are you at and what's your biggest challenge? And we're gonna start from the beginning.
Wait, I
Go
was
ahead,
the first
Justin.
one, right?
That's you, Justin.
All right. So where am I at right now? It's funny thing that you say that. So I know I saw you at the Connecticut Expo, and then I know I spoke to Jordan, I spoke to Nate and everybody. I was supposed to be in the process of moving to Tampa, but now God's bringing me elsewhere with my wife's promotion. So I'm in the process of moving to the Gainesville area,
Let's
in
go.
Florida.
Great.
So I'm excited. I'm
Gators,
the
right?
only scare. Yeah,
Listen,
Gators.
listen, listen.
So
If you ever want to give me a birthday gift, get me tickets to a Gators basketball game. If you can get that connection, hey, I would love that.
hey, we could work some. We could work some out. I cut one of the offensive linemen for the
that's
Gators right
that's
now.
why I'm asking, because if you in Gainesville, I know you're gonna get some players. I know it.
Yeah, it's funny because I followed. So when working in Port St. Lucie, there was this random kid that just booked with me on Booksy one time, and then from now he's literally ranked like top 13 in the
It's
country
crazy.
for like offensive linemen.
We
So
we've
I have
had
him on my
we
right pocket.
we've had players go play for Florida before that go to our shops and they'll give us tickets. So I was just joking and stuff, but like that's why I said it, because like we've had kids that grew up in our barbershops that get scholarships to schools, to Florida, to Florida State, to Miami, and we can get tickets. And not just that, but all of a sudden they make it to the NFL. We've had kids that used to come to our shop, go to college, and make it to the league. It's crazy. And we watched the whole journey. The parents still come to the shop while their kids are playing. It's crazy, bro. And you feel like you're a part of it. There's a reason why I'm a Florida Gators fan. Cause I know kids that went to the school that came to our shop. Like I'm wearing their jerseys. And the same thing with the Bucks. I'm not a before Tampa, I was in New York. My family's all from New York. We're born and raised from the Bronx. Okay. And I was always a New York guy. But the players all came to my shop. All the players would come to the shop and support our barbers. And I knew what they were about. And I knew, like, of course, hell no, I'm a Tampa Bay fan. I'm part of that shit, right? I'm sure that's how you feel, right?
Hell yeah. And it's dope. It's a good feeling, man. Like it is a little scary knowing that like I said, I am a six-figure barber with the grace of God, and I've built that for 7 years, and starting all over is a slight scare, but I'm gonna leave it into God's hands, and I know I'm gonna just kill it when I go out there because I have you, and I have this
You're
community.
gonna do
I have
great.
the sick,
You're
and
gonna do
I'm
great.
I'm super excited, bro. Like I know the sky is the limit, and I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna surpass that, and I got an amazing opportunity, and I'm gonna kill that shit, bro. I ain't worried about it.
Are
I'm
you
ready.
are you
I'm just
gonna
ready for the
document it?
next
Are
time.
you gonna post about it and stuff?
Absolutely. Right now,
Let's
I'm in the
go.
process of like I'm vlogging every day, every single day now. I'm having fun
How
with
do
it, bro.
people
Like
follow you?
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Everything's Jo the Barber or Jo the Greatest. And
JAYO, right?
JAYO, and then the Barber, TheBarber. I have funny skits. I do funny shit. I just show the real life, genuine barber background. I show you what we go through. I show you what we argue about. I tell you, you see the real genuine shit.
I love
Like the
that shit,
video I
bro.
just posted, not like literally a few days ago. Like in my mind, I'm over here trying to scan like expensive air fryer at Walmart, but I'm thinking about scanning a banana. Like shit like that. Like I'm from Jersey, born and raised. Like so like I just try to I always just try to bring my sense of humor into barbering because that's how I know how I am. I'm different.
Yeah.
So and I
And
and I
people love
respect the
that shit
bar.
in your shop. They love that.
They love it, bro. They love it. All my
They love
customers,
it.
they write to me. They're like, I can't wait to the next video. So I
Yo,
just keep drawing them
can
in.
I say something real quick? I can't stop sharing this story. I used to go to the Orlando premiere. This might sound left field, but I used to go to the Orlando premiere. And there was always this Spanish cat from, I think he's from Texas. This Spanish cat, He's either from Texas or California. And he was the lead educator for Johnny B Hair Products. Y'all know Johnny B Hair Products? Huge company, right? They're a huge company. Huge. Okay. If you've gone to the Orlando premiere, you know Johnny B. So anyways, the lead educator, he owned a barbershop in his small town. And it's not like a super small town. There's like thousands of people that live there, don't get me wrong. But it's not New York City, right? It's a smaller town. And this dude is the barber there for a decade. People love him, makes everybody laugh, looks after kids, back to school drives. You know how it is, bro. We got single moms that bring their kids here, and when they get bad grades, we hear about it. Do y'all not have those clients? Because I did. When they got bad grades, the barber heard about it. We're like their coach. We're their life coach, right? This barber became the mayor of his town because he's been there so long. Think about the men who sit in your chair, fellas, and they pour themselves to you and they say shit to you that they can't tell everybody else. And some of these guys are very successful. They're the fire department. They're the chief of the fire department. They're politicians. They're successful entrepreneurs. They're real estate gurus, whatever it may be. And they're like, bro, if you run, I'd vote for you. This dude was a barber. He became the mayor. Shit is crazy. Like, that's the impact we have as barbers. We might not have the title, but it's possible if we wanted it. We just don't care about that title, right?
Sure. Not for
It's
sure.
just crazy, huh? When you think about it, like, I love sharing that story.
One thing, before I let the next person go, even though this is like right field, even though I know you had in a past life, you were in the journey of becoming a professional athlete, I think I still beat you in the 3-point contest, but I just wanted to say that.
Zero chance. Zero chance.
Just wanted.
Now, look, you might be able to beat me, with no one in front of you. But like, I'll hit 10 threes in a game. And that's different. Because you got to make plays. You got to get open. You got to, you know what I mean? And in order to become conference player of the year, regional player of the year in the Florida State All-Star game, there's levels, right?
Hey, I hit 23 points at the YMCA, so that's something I got to brag about.
I might hit 80 in the YMCA game.
Nah, it's all love. I appreciate
I love
you,
it. Nah, you're right. You're right, though. There's definitely those rec players that shoot the shit out the ball. Shoot the hell out the ball. I definitely know it. I definitely get it. You might be that guy, bro. Carson, what's up, bro?
What was the original question again?
Where are you at right now? And what do you see as like the biggest challenge in your career right now?
So where I'm at right now is I'm currently like getting a book a week or a week and a half booked out in advance. And I don't know if I want to like raise my prices just yet because I want to like step into that shop I was trying to tell you about when I lost my voice in Cleveland. That was horrible. A nightmare. Literally got to meet you and speak.
Couldn't talk. That's crazy.
Like that whole weekend I was pissed. I was just like, wow, what are the odds? But yeah. I just don't know whether to raise my prices just yet or because like right now I'm making like great money. I'm really happy with all the money I'm making, but like it's like an availability issue where like now my clients are like complaining and my booking percentage on like the sheets like at like 107, 10 like 8. It's like
that's a problem. You know how you solve it, right?
It just
you raise the price.
Yeah.
That's how you solve the problem. And you make the announcement because you want 20% of your clients to leave. You want them to, so that you stop getting the text messages and the calls. But when you refresh your booking app, it's still full. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You did the work. You deserved it. Supply and demand. You can't serve everybody, bro. Apple cannot sell an iPhone to everyone. If that was their mission, to sell their iPhone to everyone, we wouldn't have an iPhone. We'd probably still have a flip phone. You get that, right?
Yeah.
So you serve your purpose, and it's okay there's enough room in the world for other people to fill that gap. You don't have to fill every gap. You're not God.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have been like, my back has been hurt like crazy lately. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Coming in and leaving at 7, it's been kind of tough.
Carson, it's not like you're forcing it. You're not the barber who's not in demand raising their prices. if you want to still be there for those people that you have to kind of fire by raising your prices, the way you do it is by mentoring other barbers who want to reach your journey. And you do that over and over and over and over again, so that those people who can't afford the $60 cut still have a $30 barber who's amazing, who will take care of them because they're under your leadership, under your mentorship. So you're creating a business that serves everyone without realizing that, bro, you're also giving people an opportunity to grow endlessly and serve the customers who want that next level of service. That's how society works. And there's a life cycle for everybody. But the fact that anyone can work at my shop, I can give anyone an opportunity who's a good person, that's what I want to do. You know? But at the same time, we have barbers that charge $100 and we have barbers that serve somebody who can only afford 25. We have that too. That's why
Yeah,
you have
that
to open bigger shops. But guess what? Most people aren't willing to take that risk. And that's why I'm trying to give you guys the tools, the wisdom, the coaching, so that you guys will have the conviction to lead and create the platform that most people are afraid to do. We need more people that'll start businesses. And I push that so much, not realizing most people don't want that type of responsibility. But when I'm around guys like y'all, I'm like, bro, we need guys like y'all to take that responsibility at the same time.
Yeah, because I didn't know if I should like raise them after I get in the shop, because I got that one dude following me, and I literally have two other barbers that are in barber school. They're going to like come into my shop, so I was trying to build that. I just don't want to have like the
No,
drop.
you need
Yeah.
to raise your prices. If you're already booked, raise your prices and give them to the two guys you're gonna hire.
Okay. Yeah.
Make that, like, let's lock that in. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
got.
if you lose 50% of your clients, great. Now you have two barbers who are gonna eat, and you're gonna be able to get your clientele because you've done it already, right?
Yeah. How soon you say I should do that? Within this month, next month?
So you already have the shop.
No, I'm like in the process of still trying to get it. We're like, I'm still in that other guy's shop where I'm just paying booth rent.
Yeah.
But I have another barber with me that you met with me.
Yeah.
My
Okay. So you're not planning on opening a shop. You just want to help grow the shop that you're at.
Well, I want to like grow the guy with me, like get him to six figures.
Yeah. That's with you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I mean, if you're already where you're at, bro, I would start now.
Okay.
Now put together a plan. Start now.
Yeah.
Start putting together a plan. If you need some feedback, definitely go to the Discord. Come to me if you can, and
Okay.
get our feedback, and we'll help you. Make sure that you plan this out the right way. Okay.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Good stuff, man. Jordan, what's up, man? You're muted.
Oh, sorry. My
You good?
phone was about to die, so I had to come in the bathroom to charge it. Don't worry. I'm not
It's all
handling
good.
business. Carson, you're in the school community, right? If you are, message me with your back pain. I got something that'll solve that. It's not drugs. I'll tell you more about it in there. But this is actually something. It's funny that you said that, because this is something I'm implementing into my business right now. But to stick with the topic, what was the question?
Where are you right now? What's the biggest challenge in your career right now?
All right. Kids. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't like cutting kids, and I feel like at 20 years in, I finally just started telling people no, and it was hard for me at first because I guess I might be a people pleaser. I might want just all the clients, all the customers, but uh, I just started, like, even if people call in and they say, "Oh, do you do kids cuts?" I just tell them no. And for me, where I'm at right now, I think that's a good option, a good idea. But it was just getting over that hump of actually denying somebody. It was really hard for me. But do I suggest that for anybody? It depends where you're at. So don't take my advice on that topic. But yeah, I had a guy that I just met recently, real cool dude. And we're in this like business group, and he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "I want to send my grandson to you." And I was like, "How old is he?" He's like, "2." I said, "Dude," I said, "I don't cut kids." And his face dropped. And it was like the first one-on-one confrontation that I had when I told someone that I didn't cut kids anymore. And anyway, I walked through it. I just explained to him, I'm like, where I'm at right now, it's just not something I do. But I could, give you someone's info that's a really good barber that cuts kids. It's just not something that I do right now. And so anyway, so that was like, I would say one of my biggest struggles because I've been thinking about it a lot. I was on a call with Jordan and I was debating on just changing the price so that people didn't book. So I ended up just basically telling them that, I don't cut kids anymore. I'll cut my clients' kids, if they have kids that I've been cutting, I'm still cutting them. But yeah, so I think that's something that I kind of just overcame recently.
Yeah, that is a challenge. And I think that, you know, that's one of the benefits of being in a suite is you can do whatever the hell you want, right? Like even to that level. As a shop owner, you can understand why that would make you cringe almost. Because
Yeah.
imagine having 12 barbers that said, we don't cut kids. Holy shit. The Facebook groups that would go in on my brand that has 10 locations, it would be destructive. It wouldn't just affect an individual barber, it would affect 100 barbers and their families, right? So like there would be damage control there because there's going to be context where moms are just like these men hate kids, and that's how they would dress it. Even though we know that's not what it is, it's that
Yeah.
a lot of parents, they don't have any what's the word I'm looking for? Courtesy towards a barber. And they make us work really hard with these kids and they're not there to and we don't have that leverage either, right? But I will say this. I'll say this. I've never not taken kids, even at $100. And my kid clients were still around at $100 a haircut. I just made sure that when I always said yes, as long as it was under my rules. So yeah, I'll do an after hour cut, but it has to be $200 and I can't be at the shop past 10 p.m. So I'll do the after hour cut, but it's not after 10. It's between 7 and 10. That's it. And you have to be on time or you still have to pay me the $200. And I'm not cutting your hair. It has to be under my guidelines, right? Yes, I will do your class in Pittsburgh, but it's $5,000 for the day. You pay for flight and travel and hotel, and I'm in and out in one day, in the same day. So the flights might be $2,000, the flights might be $500, but that's the stipulations. So I always say yes. It's just, when do I say yes? Imagine saying no to Obama's kids, or whoever the fuck you look up to. Michael Jordan in his prime, 96 Bulls, says, "Bro, will you cut my 10-year-old?" You're going to say no?
Well, that's
There,
different, especially at 100,
but look.
200.
But that's my point. There's always a reason to say yes. So instead of focusing on saying no, when do you say yes? Yeah, I cut kids, but as long as it's this, and then this. So now people can't talk shit about you. Then it's not that you don't cut kids because of this, because of a narrative they want to paint. You literally lay it out to them. I don't cut kids. I will cut your kid as long as this, and this. That's pretty much saying I don't cut kids because of this, and this. And if your kid falls in that, I'm not cutting them. But I will cut kids. That's better.
Got it.
That's leadership. That's what works. And that's the difference between having financial freedom and giving up control. It's a different style of leadership. When you lead the way I'm saying, you can give up control, you can build financial freedom. When you don't do that, you're going to be in a suite and you can only make money by trading time for it. And I know that that's kind of left field, but it's also peace. It's peace beyond the way you're doing it, because you still have to run into the issue of people complaining and dragging your name and Facebook groups. Can you believe what this barber did? But if you do it the way that I do it, I still get my way and I have peace. People can't slander my name. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What would those, let's say, three things you listed? You just said this, and this. What would those, like an example, like unless they do this, and this.
In Can you give me complete context? Because I said a lot.
All right. So you said instead of saying no, just say, yeah, I cut kids as long as they
Yeah. So for
act a
me,
certain.
it would be as long as the parent stays in the barbershop, as long as I know ahead of time I'm prepared for the child. So if they are autistic, I need to know. The reason why is because if they're autistic, it can't be on a Friday or a Saturday when it's packed in the shop. It has to be on
Yep.
my slowest day at my slowest time that's never booked. You're not doing anything anyways. And you're not saying no to them. It's just, it's better if they come on Tuesday at 9 a.m. when literally there might not be another barber there, and I can make it a quiet environment. I'm going to be there anyways because I'm a professional and that's my schedule, unless your schedule's 10 to 7. So then say 10 a.m. on Tuesday, whatever is convenient for you, whatever is your schedule. Okay. But that's when you show up. And if you can't do it at that time, I can't do it because I'm a professional and I want to make sure that your child is in the perfect environment to have success. Don't bring them on Friday or Saturday. That's crazy, right? So that's one. I mean, it's just communication. It is all it really is. I was saying it in that way because some people like to break it down that way, but for me, it's just communication. Hey, so tell me about your child. Cool. Listen, I have, and you can put it on your calendar. Like, I think it's better to list it because if you do online booking, it's better that way. But I would go to Chat GPT and say, hey, look, I would cut a kid and it could literally be the golden child, which you come up with at the end of it. Okay. But it's still better than saying no. You could end up being Jesus Christ himself by the time you get done explaining what type of kid you would cut. As long as you come up with something and you list it on the booking app, it's better than saying no. That's all I'm saying. And then you can
I
work in
get it.
any environment. But that's
Yeah,
also the
and
type
that
of
was
coaching you want to give to people. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
yeah. No, I agree. It's the messaging.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm abrupt in my messaging, and that's definitely something that I appreciate the feedback on because that's a great idea. I didn't even think of that. It was an ultimatum for me. It was either I don't take new clients or I
Mhm.
continue to do what I don't want to do, and that's a good point. So I'm gonna definitely implement that messaging, and like you said, I could make it whatever I want, whatever the circumstances are. So,
Dude,
and then that makes me
if the kid
that
don't
gives
wear
me the ability,
deodorant, I will not
right?
cut his hair. Like it's that stupid. So
Yeah, because I've been in the suite, and I guess it's been 2 years. So I'm thinking, maybe I'll open a shop, but I don't want to get these habits where I'm sending out the wrong messaging, and then I'm looking like the arrogant barber who only does this or only does that.
yeah.
I get it, because then once I transition, even other barbers might not want to work with me or for me because of that one
Yeah.
fact, because of the messaging. It's not what I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, it's what I'm saying. It's
Exactly.
how I'm saying it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
100%, bro. You can literally have the best of both worlds. It's just sometimes, we don't understand is the packaging that matters the most. You could be the best opportunity for somebody, but if your presentation sucks, you know. Cool. Good stuff, man. All right. And talk to me, Gordo. What's where you at right now in life and what's your biggest challenge?
I think right now my biggest challenge is trying to find a way to transition from a regular barber to a business owner, and trying to find like that middle ground where I could be, you know, a good leader and also a good barber.
Yeah. Okay. What are you doing to what first off, how did you get into 6FB? Because obviously you're working towards becoming better at what you're saying.
Right.
How did what brought you to 6FB? Like how'd you find out and stuff?
So Jo was the one who I met you at NCT,
Mhm.
and then Jo was the one that recommended it. And usually I was the type of person where it's like I could do it myself. I don't need it. And then he showed me one video one day when we were eating lunch together,
What
and then
video
I seen
what was the video talking about?
so you were driving around looking for shops, and like
Mhm.
in the video you're literally driving around looking for shops.
Yeah.
So when I seen it, I'm like, is he really that in depth? Like with every single video, And he's like, yeah, look at this one. So then now he's showing me another video. I think it was you were on your balcony. I think it was the first video. And there's a 45-minute clip, and you're just talking about pie accounting. You're talking about stocks. You're talking about everything. So I'm like, all right, you know what? If I want to become a better barber and a better leader, and like make this transition better, this is where I need to be.
Man,
So
you know
yeah,
that it takes you're already at a different level, bro, because a lot of what I speak about, it doesn't resonate to a lot of people. It don't get a lot of views. It takes
right,
a specific type of person who's at a specific point in their life for my message to resonate with them. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So like you could tell by the language I was using, talking about the accounting, talking about doing business the right way, you could tell, you know, there was something different about the message that was coming out of the videos he was sharing with you, right?
right,
Yeah,
right.
man. Bro, yeah, I'm excited for you, man. So you're how long you been in the program?
So I just joined the program last month, maybe a week after CT.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
in that time, man, I'm gonna be honest. So this whole week, last week was my first week tracking my. He's been telling me to do it, but then when I see the video and you're like track how much money you make, every day.
Yeah.
So I bought myself a little book. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm tracking it. I'm putting it inside the database.
Mm-hmm.
That's on Tomb45 as well, and just like seeing my numbers from last week to this week. I mean, yeah, it's pretty. It's
It
definitely going to take me to
gamifies it,
the next level.
right? It makes
Yeah,
it feel like a sport,
yeah,
right? And people like us, bro, we need that. That drives us. That gets us excited to
right,
wake up in the morning and beat the last one, like we're competitive, we're men, right? At the end of the day. Yeah, man, this is cool. Bro, you going to crush it, bro. And Jo is amazing people to have in your circle for sure, man. I mean, this whole group tonight, man, you guys have been inspiring. We all come from different places, different backgrounds, but we all are going towards the same mission and crushing it, man. A whole different mindset to have. Sometimes you gotta join something outside of your four walls to be around the right energy sometimes, right? Like I didn't get to have this in my household, in my growing up and stuff. So
right,
I've always had to kind of go outside of my four walls to have these type of discussions and stuff. So it takes also some vulnerability to be willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? And we are having these conversations, I think, publicly because we know there's probably somebody that's been in our shoes a few months ago that's thinking about it, but they're not really sure. And they're like, man, I need to wake the fuck up. The shit is
right,
really not that hard. I might just be lacking information. And the reason why I'm not motivated right now is probably because I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if somebody can give me a map, I'm gonna crush it, right? And maybe the map's not 100%. And I say this all the time. It might not be directly north, but you guys are smart enough to know it's either northwest or northeast. It's still north. Whatever we doing, whatever we talking about, it feels right. And we're seeing the gains on a weekly and monthly basis. And that's why I asked you guys to track it because I don't want y'all to make decisions and change things if you don't know for sure it's working or not. When you track it, even if you're questioning things you're doing, you're holding a sign and you're like, damn, man, I'm here holding a sign. Oh, shit. I went up 200 this week. Oh,
right,
shit, 200 another week. Yo, I just cracked 1,500. Yo, I just cracked 2,000. Damn, I'm making 20,000 a month. And it started with holding a sign and tracking your numbers. Shit's crazy, you know? So, yo, fellas, thank you guys for jumping on this call last minute like this. I plan on doing this more often, maybe once a month or something. And I don't mind, bringing some of you guys back. We can switch it up and maybe invite two new people, but also have OGs who've been on the show. Because I do think there needs to be a mix of new guys and older guys. This was a perfect mix, I feel like. So thank you guys for being a part of it, man. Is there any last things y'all want to say or anything like that? We can go in order. Jo,
I do. Okay, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. You was gonna say something. Go ahead.
For anybody that's looking, that is like like me. I could do it myself. I could, I'm a man. listen, this program really works, and the way that he simplifies it is even better. What do you say, 160 customers, and you got to see them every 2 weeks and get $600? I mean, it's just, I have it written in my notebook somewhere, but the way you simplified that. So for someone like me who didn't think 100,000 a year was possible, I mean, just starting off the course a couple weeks ago, it shows me like, all right, barbering is the way, and it's pretty easy. All you got to do is just stay down for the come up, do what he's telling you to do, and you're gonna be where you need to be in no time.
Facts. Thank you for sharing that, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. JL, go ahead, bro.
So my thing is, my friend Josh, and I'm gonna have him get on the call the next time you have it. He's the one that put me on it. He's actually one of the OG ones where if you pay that one price, you get locked in for
Oh yeah, he
life.
did lifetime.
He did the lifetime, and he was telling me about it. And he was like, "Yo, do it, do it, do it." And I was like, "Nah, I don't have money right now," which I could have easily done it, but I was just like, just being dumb. And then, as time went by or whatever, he was like, "Yo, J.O., do it, please, bro, please." And then that's when you had it was like the $80, the $90. And I'm just like, it was like the housing market. I just kept seeing it go up. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just go when it's at its peak. But, hey man, I'm just super excited to be part of it. I'm super excited that I'm able to speak to you because you're such a humble person, and it's different. Like seeing somebody on your level to just not say lower yourself, but you're a regular person, bro. You speak, and you teach and you educate. And bro, I've been speaking about your shit for so long, bro. And so many people always say that I'm meat riding you. And but it's just like I just say like, yo, like your shit, bro. Like I hop on all your fucking YouTube lives recently. Everything you're on, everything you just do. I'm at the barbershop just like tuned in. I have my headphones in, I have my meta glasses in, I'm paying attention, I'm cutting hair, I'm barely listening to the client. I'm just trying to lock in. Like it literally just flipped like, just flicked a fuse in my brain where when I was so excited to go to the CT Expo, you can even ask Gordo. I didn't give a fuck about nobody there. I just wanted to meet you. I wanted to meet your team. And at first he was like, yo, relax. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about nobody here. I don't care about nobody. I just wanted to meet you and just show you that like I'm here, regardless of the fact that if I'm not able to be a part of your team, I'm able to be part of your six-figure program and part of the community. And I'm just super blessed and grateful that I have the opportunity to be a part of this. And I'm learning so much. I purchased that book that you told me to purchase, the Gary V book. I have it actually
Yeah.
right here. Let me see.
Jazz,
Let
jazz,
me
jazz, right
bring that.
hook. I remember.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't lie on nothing. So I ain't gonna lie. I only read like first few pages, but
That's cool. You got it though.
I
Jazz,
have it
jazz, jazz,
here.
right hook. I remember that conversation.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
just
had your
locked in, man.
notebook and everything. You was ready. You was ready to get soaked
Yeah,
in the game for sure.
that's it, bro. And I'm ready. I'm locked in, bro. And I appreciate you for everything so much.
Let
You
me
don't
ask you,
understand what
Jail.
you've done.
I don't know if I already asked you. You got a family? Like you got kids? You got what's
Yes. So
motivating you right now? What's got you so locked in?
So I have a great support system. I have my wife I've been with since I was, for 7, 8 years. When I got locked up, she was by my side throughout the process. And we have two amazing kids. I have a 3-year-old, his name is Carmelo. And then I have a 2-year-old, his name is Kobe. Kobe Bryant's my favorite basketball player. I don't have
Shit,
any
dog.
favoritism as to why the name went that way, but Carmelo Anthony's my second favorite player. Kobe Bryant is my number one player.
Did you hoop? You used
So
to hoop or what?
I was never good enough to play on the team because I wasn't really like
But you a
black, and I
fan?
wasn't like I was a little chubby, so I was a cool kid. I chilled with the basketball kids, but
Yeah. You
I
was the
was always
funny
just that
guy.
person.
You was
Yeah, I was the
cracking.
funny. I was class clown, like like
Yeah.
I'm at the pep rallies and I'm over here doing all the stupid stuff, but it's just them, man. I look back and I just like, damn, like I want to give you everything because like I didn't grow up with a silver spoon, but I had everything I ever wanted. I had my mom and dad. My dad was super tough with me, and he was always like he showed me tough love because he never had emotional love, and that's okay. Like I was 7, 8 years old, cutting grass. I was trimming bushes, pulling weeds, shoveling. I was never playing Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon and like all the other kid stuff. But whenever when I was growing up, he was like, "Yo, like I ain't gonna baby you your whole life." So now I'm just trying to reverse it and just provide for my children and just give it all to them. Like I want them to go to the best colleges, best high school. Like I got money
Facts.
to the side for them. Like everything that they ever wanted, anything that obviously work for it, but anything that they ever thought about wanting, go for it. You want to be a swimmer? I don't give a shit. Go be a fucking swimmer. You want to
Yeah.
be the best, anything you amount to, do it. And if you want to be the next, I don't know, person to create a basketball, whatever it is, a sign improve back, whatever it is, just do it. And I'm gonna support you. Same thing with my wife. I'm literally picking up every fucking thing that I have. Everything. I literally have everything. I have the house. I have fucking money. I have the cars, I have the clientele, bro. I have people paying me 200 for a haircut every 2 weeks. Everything, I have everything, and I'm dropping it all to support my wife, and we're gonna go through it together. So I just believe in God. I believe in the system, and I just believe that if I can believe, anybody else can believe, and if I have the right support system, like my friends and my family around me, I'm gonna do it. I'm unstoppable, bro. Like I'm telling you, I'm so like far ahead that nobody could tell me shit. Like I'm literally like I'm so locked in, bro. So locked in. Like it's just insane.
Yeah. I feel that. That's what's up, bro. I can hear it. I can hear it in your voice. What's up, Carson? Talk
Thank you.
talk to me, man.
Yeah, quick funny story. But I remember when I first joined the program, not joined it, but like I was on the like sales call with Dre, and I was originally coming from another program, and the other programs I were looking at were like 5, 6, 7K, like they were like really, really up there. So this was when you still had like the lifetime access. As soon as I heard that price, I said, "Hold on, Dre, let me grab my card real quick." It was like best decision I ever made, and this is like by far, hands down, the number one program in the industry in my eyes, because I was able to make that small investment and within 2 years make like 200 some K or like I think 250 around there almost. But by far the best program ever.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And where you from again? Where?
Pittsburgh. Well,
Pittsburgh.
I'm
Yeah,
from
yeah. That's what's up,
Alabama.
bro. Thank you for sharing, man. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Jordan, what's up, man? Talk to me.
Man, a lot of topics. What were we supposed to talk about? I lost
I
track with all the inspiration, man.
Yeah, it was just, is there anything we're ending the live stream, but is there
Oh,
anything
that's
else you
fine.
you want to share or whatever? Like,
Nah, I would say don't be like me. If this turns into some type of clip or ad, don't be like me and wait until the price goes up to join this mentorship because I regret it. Right? That's what I said earlier. I don't think I quite said that, but that's what I wanted to say. And I've learned a lot so far. To be honest, I'm gonna come clean. I've been slacking lately. To be honest, I just went on vacation. I haven't been attending too many calls, and
but hold on, bro.
this
Jordan, that's not slacking in this program, bro. Like, it's okay. It's okay to take a seat. It's actually beneficial, man. Like, that's one thing that was almost a curse for me, that I used to have this mentality where if I took a vacation, I was slacking. No, it's the quality of your vacation. If you take a vacation and you're still working, you're slacking. The purpose of your vacation is to literally unplug and just live in the moment. Enjoy it. Be with your kids, be with your family. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, and it should give you goosebumps. You should literally be in your hotel, in your all inclusive, on your cruise ship, wherever the resort you're staying at, where the Airbnb you got for your family. And you should get goosebumps and say, man, I can't wait to get back to work because we're going to do this more often. And we're going to do it sooner next time. It's not going to be a whole year. What's the next kids time off? Oh, summer's coming up. Oh shit, fall break is coming. Oh shit. And planning ahead of it, that's what it should make you want to do. Or else what's the point? Right? So look, you took a vacation. We're on this call. This was meant to be. You needed to hear, like, bro, I hope you enjoyed the shit out of your vacation. If you didn't, you did it the wrong way. That was your failure. If you were thinking about work during that vacation, that's where you failed. Because that vacation should make you feel so happy, so fulfilled, so excited for the next one that you gonna put in the fucking work on a whole nother level to do it more often. It should be
Yeah.
a quarterly thing. And then from quarterly, it should be a monthly thing. I believe that. We got one life, fellas. Sorry to cut you off, bro, but I just
No, I agree,
yeah.
100%. I've been in, and last thing, the craziest things have been happening to me lately, and it's because of my attitude and the fact that I haven't given up, and I've came to so many forks in the road where I could have gave up. I could have just, gave up on my dream of eventually having my own thing like I have now, but then stepping up into a real barbershop, having people work for me, under me. And someone was talking about their kids before. In my on my screen, he's top right.
Mhm.
And I didn't even make the connection really that like those days I don't want to go to work and my kids are telling me, "Oh, can you just stay home?" It's like a double-edged sword because they're the reason why I'm going to work. And
Yeah.
I know that, but I don't connect to that because I just do it, right? Because it's just something, what anyone on this call that has kids, once you have kids, you're just doing things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's next? What's next? And then you
Yeah.
look back and they're 7 years old and 2 years old,
Bro,
and it's like
they're going
where
to
did the
high
time
school.
go?
My son's
I
going to high
shouldn't be.
school.
That's crazy, yeah. And I got probably what 7 more years until that happens. Six
Yeah.
more years, and it's
It's
gonna go
literally
quick.
going to fly.
Yeah. And my thing is, by the time he's in high school, I'm going to be doing the once a month vacation, have
Yeah.
everything in order, have the
Yeah.
house, have the shop, have all that, have the other streams coming in. And, yeah, this call was super inspiring to me. And I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. I think also, bro, just so you know, Jordan, I think you're inspiring a lot of people in that, you were kind of cynical about everything. Number one, number two, you've been in this industry for a while on and off, and there's so many people like that. I think the favorite job for people to leave barbering is truck driving. Like barbers will leave barbering to go truck driving and then come back. I feel like that's the most popular gig to go do. Um, and you're smiling. Was that your thing? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Me, I
Yeah,
almost did that like
you
a
almost
year and a
did.
half ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, like my father was a truck driver, so I know the industry, bro. I used to have to ride in his truck, bro. Man, I hated that shit. I knew I would never be a truck driver because I experienced it as a kid. Because he would beg me to get to be there with him or whatever during the summer. Oh, I hated that shit. But no, I say that to say like, guys, there's so many barbers who have done this industry, and I don't want to say they did it wrong, but maybe they didn't really understand where they wanted to be 30 years from now, 20 years from now. And so they didn't barber with that in mind. And then they didn't think that barbering could get them there. And the reason why I bring this up, Jordan, is because there's a lot of barbers who've been in and out of the industry and they say, you can't do that with barbering. Trust me, I've barbered for 20 years on and off. You can't do it. So hearing this message from you, I'm not saying like I don't plan on doing an ad with any of this stuff, but I do want it to live on the internet. I do want y'all stories to be able to be heard because it's inspiring. And all of you guys are going to be relatable to somebody. Even you, Gordo, like you're new to the program, you're 3 months in, but obviously you have a life full of experiences. Like even though you look young, I don't know how old you are, but I could tell you're wise for your age, and it was a no-brainer when you heard the messaging of the program to you because it was what you were looking for. So can you kind of speak on that before we end this call tonight?
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely speak on that. It was definitely what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? It was. I feel like so for me when I turned 17, I joined the military for 4 years, and when I got out, I was like 21, maybe 18, like 20.
Damn,
Yeah, like
still, yeah,
yeah. I haven't even been out that long, honestly. But you have a lot of structure, so I feel like that's what I like about your videos, about the program in general. It's
yeah,
a lot of structure. It's a lot of walking you through the process. It should be no questions because if you keep watching, the answer's eventually gonna pop up. I called Jo. I'm like, hey, yo, Jo, such and such, and he was like, bro, you keep watching, relax, keep watching, And
You
then
knew
sure
what
enough, I
video
kept
answered
watching.
that question right away, right, Jail? Yeah,
So I actually feel like it's more beneficial for people like me who are just starting off, because we're gonna do it the right way from the beginning.
yeah,
You know, as far like somebody like Jo, who he might be watching your videos, but he might be so stuck in old habits. I'm not saying that's the case, but he might be so stuck in old habits where it's like,
it's harder for him to have that. There's a pain of change because he's already in it, right?
right,
Like he can't just do the right app from the beginning. He can't just
right,
do the right marketing. He's got to train his clients that he's already built to move over. It's a bigger pain of change. So I get exactly what you're saying, Gordo.
and I'm actually the SOP. I actually printed it out, so
Man,
when I get my new barbers, they're gonna have structure.
yeah,
This is what I expect from you, and and this is what you expect from me, and this is what we're gonna get in this relationship.
yeah,
And it's just that's one of the little things you could take from that. Just the SOP alone, where it's like I'm gonna have structure in my barbershop from day one. They know
yeah,
uniforms, no open toe shoes, things like that. No
yeah.
cursing, music, stuff like that.
And it's gonna be on paper. Like there's
Yeah,
gonna be a business operations manual. Like there,
right,
we all can speak the same language. One dream, one team, right?
right,
If you
right.
want to do that, right? And there's some shop owners that don't want to go that structured, right? It's totally up to your style of leadership. But as long as the mission is growth, you're going to find your team for sure. Jo, what's you had something to say?
Yeah, sorry. One thing that I know for sure, like the type of person that I am, like two things. Like when I was in the process of possibly going to Tampa, bro, I go straight to the point. I drove all the way from. You can ask Gordo. I was at work, and I told him, I was like, yo, I'm trying to meet Bossio or somebody part of his team because I need to show him that I'm trying to be part of his team. And I left work and I drove all the way to Tampa. And I didn't even need a haircut. I just hopped in one of the barbershops that were open. And then there was a girl that was sweeping. And then I was like, you guys are open? She's like, no, but I could take you. I'm like, I already know she's locked in. I got a haircut and I just picked her brain and I liked a lot of the things that she was telling me.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, are you locked into the six-figure program? And this is when I was like about to transition to getting into the program. And then I was like,
Word. That's
just picking her
crazy. I
brain.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it was fire. Yeah. And it was in one of your newer locations. It has like the brick building on the outside. I think it's Bloomingdale, if I'm not
Bloomingdale.
mistaken.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, she's dope. She's dope.
So
Yeah.
yeah, dope person. And I would just pick her brain and she was showing me the system, how you pay, like how you're able to like pay booth around the app. I'm like, bro, this dude is so far ahead, it's insane. And it's just like the simple things that you do. It just,
Yeah.
to me, it's so simple, but to other people, like when I explain it to the owner that I work for, like it's hard to break, bad habits or old habits, like so with Gordo, like I I work with him every day. So
Mhm.
I always pick his brain before we leave. I'm like, yo, you watch any videos? Yo, what video you on? Yo, make sure you watch your videos. Make sure you studying. Make sure you doing this because I needed that when I was first coming out of barber school. Nobody did that for me.
Yeah.
I had to find out how to file taxes. I had to find out, you know, it's cool, yeah, hide your money and all that, but that you don't get no swag for that. You get swag for what you see on paper. That's the bragging
Mhm.
rights. Where I'd be like, yeah, look at my tax bracket. Look what I'm on, baby. Like
Yeah.
I'm showing that. I'm showing what I'm making. I can have those intellectual conversations. Like I've been to college. I've been everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I've been college. I've been to barber school. I've been to jail. I've been at all. So you can't really tell me nothing. So I've been at the bottom, like literally rock bottom, and I'm all the way at the top, baby. So like I said, I always tell Gordo, I'm like, yo, Gordo, if I'm gonna win, you gonna win right next to me because I only work with winners. I don't work with losers. Like and that's not to like belittle anybody, but that's just to show like if you around me, we nothing but just winners and we gonna win. And there's another person other than Gordo. I got into the six-figure barber program, and his name is Daryl. He couldn't be on here because he's actually in the process of moving into his new apartment that I helped him get. Not bragging, but I'm telling you, I'm on these boys, man. I'm telling. I told my boy Daryl, I'm like, yo, you trying to make this money? Stop acting stupid. Get into this program. You really want that? You want to change your life? Let's go. Let's go chase this bag. Like, so that flicked his mindset, and boom, in a matter of 2 weeks, moved out of his father-in-law. I mean, his father's spot, got his own place. You know, he's doing his thing, and all because is one person. It's like a tree, you know. And I have the branches that I'm just trying to like let them grow, and Gordo, he teaches me a lot, even though he's new into the game. He's teaching me a lot of shit that I didn't know. And when I'm like, damn, like, okay, I could add that to my arsenal. Okay, I can, you know, and he's on top of me. He's like, yo, you got that new clipper? Yo, you got the new blow dryer that Tomb45 got? Yo, you got this, you got that? And then he's challenging me. And I'm like, damn, this little nigga always on my shit. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. I'll go get it. You know, so that's the challenges that we have with the group of people that I have around me. We try to win together.
I'll
So
say, I'll say this, you know, there's one person can only do so much, and I don't believe that you're only as strong as your weakest link. Like, I don't believe in that. I do believe that iron sharpens iron. And I think that, you know, in any circle I want to be a part of, it's gonna be one that we all have our value in some way, shape, or form. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So like, I have a lot of business partners. Now I founded most of the companies that we have, but I've always added people to the ownership of our companies because they deserve it. They've earned it. There's or you know, I just don't want to build shit by myself because I know I can only do so much. So if my biggest strength is marketing and advertising and speaking and leading, there's going to be strengths that there's going to be weaknesses that I have, and I have a lot of weaknesses. And you won't see me do things at Tomb45 that are one of my weaknesses, like sales. I want to give everything away for free. And if it wasn't for my business partners, Tomb45 would be broke because I just give shit and I want to charge way less than everybody. And I just want to do shit like that. That's one of my weaknesses. Another one of my weaknesses is I have great ideas. I have a hell of a vision and I'll put in work. But if it's boring to me, I won't be consistent. I know that. Right? That's why I have to have an accountant. Because I'm not going to keep my books. Are you kidding me? Categorize everything, keep the receipts. All that. Hell no. That's why I hated editing videos. Did I do YouTube and edit my own videos for years? Hell yes, but I hated it. I couldn't wait to be able to delegate that. It's just not my shit. Like, I'm not even like dressing myself. My wife does all that for me. Thank God. Or else I'd still be wearing Tomb45 t-shirts and Tomb45 joggers. That's all I would wear. My wife is the one who brought fashion. You get what I'm saying? So like in your circle, that's also a thing. I'm terrible at negotiating, but I got Dre and I got Danny who are juggernauts at it, and I depend on them. I'm terrible at like I'm really good at educating, but there's certain things I'm not passionate about educating on. So Beam, Josh O.P., they are passionate about what they do, and I need them on our team. Just like they need me and my strengths, right? So I think, you know, I say that to say, always remember, you know, if you got ambitious people around you, every single one of them can do it on their own. But you could build a way bigger pie together. And you should appreciate one another, because imagine being able to build a real big pie and take a 30-day vacation and come home and your business is bigger and better, right? Versus taking a 30-day vacation and you got to go take out some fires. I get to sleep really good at night, no matter what season I am in my life. Last year, I did not work a lot. I lost 2 family members, siblings last year. I did not work. I was fucking depressed. Thank God for my business partners. These are the things that people don't talk about. So as you're building, as you're growing, as you're getting better, I highly recommend you figure out a way to save the game. And the best way to do it is to grow the people around you. Is to realize, you know, there are people who may not have the same ambitions as you or the same strengths as you, but look at the glass half full all the time. You might have somebody who doesn't want to work all the time. They're not religious. They don't want to go to church. They'll work on Sundays. They'll work the holidays you don't want to work. Perfect. It works. Like something so stupid like that. So, yeah, man. Is there any last things you wanna say, Gordo?
I do have one last question. So the app that Jo was talking about, is that in the mentorship too? The one where the barbers can pay booth rent through the app instead of selling it
We
and
don't
cash app.
offer it, but we teach you which one it is and how to use it and how to set it up.
And that's in the mentorship as well.
Yeah, in the barbershop course in the classroom. So if you go to the Build Wealth with Barbershops, it's in there.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Everything's in the app. All they got to
Mhm.
do is get the app. That's it.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
No doubt. Appreciate you guys. Anything else, Anthony? You had anything to say?
If no one else has anything to say, I want to ask a question real quick. So I started a podcast like, I don't know, a week ago. Me and my buddy went on. I think it's a unique idea for barbers. It's called No Fiction Podcast. I got 22 followers. We went viral with
Come on.
66 views.
Beautiful.
So I would love for any of you guys or all of you guys to be on that. And if you're interested, you'll see. I'll send you the
Send me the link.
original, the one we did. And I just want to get it going. And I don't know what it's
We
going to
need
turn
more of it.
into, but I think it's a good idea. And it seems like me and my boy had fun. So I'm interested to get to know more barbers from across the country, the world, whatever, and talk about our stories inside of the shop and outside. So
Dope.
Where can I subscribe to that?
my name is Jordan, Jordan, and then last name Stierle, Sterling, Stierle. So as of now, I don't have no link set up. I don't have hashtags or whatever on YouTube. I didn't even put a description. I just posted it and shared it on my Facebook and in school. So if you can't find it, find me on school, and I will. And that's my name, Jordan Sterling. So you could definitely find me in the school and just message me.
Post something in school and I'll pin it for the night.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right,
Sick, man.
appreciate it.
Thank you guys, man, for jumping on this call, man. So last minute. Guys, this was literally, I said, yo, will y'all jump on? They're like, we got you. And we made it work, man. So thank you guys for the
I
high
just
level
subscribed, by the way.
conversations. I pray the industry
Appreciate it.
appreciates this, man. We need more conversations like this. Let's continue to elevate the game. Jordan, I hope your podcast blows up, brother. Thank you, guys. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you. Have a good night.